Welcome to Recollection Mall. If you were a mall rat like me, or spent your formative years hanging out or being dragged to the mall by your parents or your parental units, then you've come to the right place. Have you ever gone into your childhood, teenage, or current mall and wondered, wasn't there a store or restaurant there? So let's take a trip down memory lane and take a look at that mall's history of yesteryear. Be sure you stick around to the end of this video and see if you can take my mall survey. So leave a comment or a memory of this mall below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Conceived as the first mega mall in northeastern Ohio, Rolling Acres was developed by a joint venture of Akron's Richard Buckholzer and Cleveland Forest City Enterprises. Construction at the Rolling Acres would finally get underway in 1973 and would take 2 years to complete. The supersized center was built on 86.7 acres, located 6 miles southwest of downtown Akron. The shopping center was built in 2 phases, the first phase being the mall's main level and the initial 2 department stores. The second phase would be the addition of a promenade level and 3 more department stores. In its original state, the shopping complex encompassed approximately 450,000 leasable square feet, all on a single level. Construction of the mall cost over $100 million and employed over 1,200 workers. Prior to the mall's opening, there was a special preview ceremony and a private reception held at the mall where a local reverend blessed the mall and dedicated the court of the 12 trees using a 1,000-year-old Hawaiian chant. Rolling Acres Mall was dedicated on August 6, 1975. At this time, the fully enclosed center was anchored by a one-level, 151,000 square foot Sears. Among the 21 tenants that opened for business on that day was Foxmore Casuals, Recordland, Rite Aid, Kinney Shoes, Chess King, Tom McCann, Walden Books, Claire's, B. Dalton, GNC, The Limited, and Joann Fabrics. A 2-level, 179,000 square foot JCPenney was dedicated on January 6, 1976. By that time, there was 50 stores and services. The General Cinema Corporation, Rolling Acres Mall Cinema 1, 2, and 3, showed its first features on August 27, 1976. The design of the mall featured a central court known as the Court of 12 Trees, decorated with 12 ficus trees, along with planters, skylights, and a fountain. A second mall phase included a one-level, 125,000 square foot Montgomery Ward, which opened for business on October 20th, 1977. New stores such as Rivet Jeans and Pizza Star were added to the tenant list. All were centered on the Court of Aquarius, which featured a large aquarium and seating area. A third phase, dedicated on July 26, 1978, added a 2-level, 89,000 square foot Akron-based O'Neill's. The mall's lower retail floor, underneath its southern half, was also open to the public. Known as the promenade level, it included Prom and Eat, the region's first shopping mall food court. The mall now spanned approximately 1,035,000 leasable square feet, with parking accommodations for 7,500 cars. It was the second largest shopping venue in Northeast Ohio and soon would be established as the premier shopping mall in Greater Akron. The mall's main competitors were Summit Mall and Chapel Hill Mall. Other stores included Chess King, Motherhood Maternity, Lerner Shops, KB Toys, Hickory Farms, Radio Shack, and Spencer's Gift. Also included in the promenade was a food court, originally known as the Promenade, but it would be renamed to Picnic Place in 1981. By 1984, there were 140 stores in operation at the Rolling Acres Mall. The retail venue underwent a facelift renovation in 1985. Its color palette was muted from dark 1970s earth tones to a bright 1980s pastels. In April of 1986, Montgomery Ward closed. The building was sold to Higbee's, which opened later in August. The store was the 12th in the Higbee's chain and the first new store in over 4 years. After the store opened, mall management began attracting more fashion-oriented tenants to the mall, including Lane Bryant, Lerner New York, and the Limited Express. In 1989, the O'Neill store closed. The chain had been acquired and renamed May Company of Ohio. Meanwhile, mall management had made a major blunder in 1991 by letting the staff of off-duty police officers go in favor of a cheaper in-house security force. The mall quickly became a haven for juvenile delinquents and other petty criminals. In 1992, Higbee's closed. Dillard's had purchased the chain and it reopened in late 1992, rebranded as Dillard's. On January 31st, 1993, May Department Stores of Ohio closed. The building would reopen as a Pittsburgh-based Kaufmann's. Forest City Enterprises refinanced the mall in 1994, putting the money towards the development of several new restaurants inside the mall's food court. General Cinemas Corporation closed the mall's movie theater in mid-1993, saying that it had been unprofitable for years due to smaller size relative to other multiplex theaters in the area, although many speculated that it was the conversion into a discount movie theater that had attracted the homeless and juvenile delinquents as their clientele base. The fifth and final anchor store to open at the mall was Target, which began construction in 1994 and opened in 1995. It was connected to the rest of the mall by a 21,000 square foot passageway that included new storefronts. At around the same time, JCPenney demoted their location to an outlet store. A similar fate awaited the mall's Dillard's. The final nail in the coffin was driven in 1997 with the completion of a renovation at Summit Mall. Rolling Acres was, by now, a dying retail center. A renovation in the year 2000 brought a new logo, stores, and a refurbished main entrance, but didn't change the fortunes of the mall. The mall had been sold to Bankers Trust of New York in 2000 for $33.5 million, who gave the mall a new logo as well as a website. Also, an independent group called the Blind Squirrel Cinema reopened the mall's movie theaters. By November of 2001, a buyer was sought by the Bankers Trust. In September of 2002, Hayward Wichard and his family purchased Rolling Acres for $2.75 million. At this time, the mall was only 65% occupied. Rolling Acres Mall and its surrounding area was seen in a bleak light due to perceptions of high crime and lack of renovations to the mall, compared to renovations at Chapel Hill Mall and Summit Mall. In May of 2006, Target closed and would relocate to another nearby location. In August, Dillard's closed. The following month, Kaufmann's closed when it was acquired by Macy's and would reopen as Macy's. Invest Commercial LLC bought the facility in July of 2006 for $1.6 million. At the time of the purchase, the mall had about 40 remaining tenants, including Dollar General, Mastercuts, Deb Shops, Bath & Body Works, Zales Jewelers, Subway, Hershey's Ice Cream, GNC, and Foot Action USA, along with a number of local independent stores. This left the 1.3 million square foot complex with just Sears, a Penny's Outlet, Ohio Wholesale, which was in the old Target space, and 8 operational inline stores. Expenses began to pile up. The owners were saddled with an unpaid $130,000 electric bill, with $269,000 also owed in property taxes. It was decided to close the shopping center in late October of 2008. Only the exterior entrance Sears and a JCPenney outlet store remained in business. Rolling Acres Mall had been sold in December of 2010. Premier Ventures acquired the main mall structure and the Dillard store. Apparently, they had no future plans for the complex and stated that it was in a holding pattern. On April 3, 2011, Sears closed. Pinnacle Paper Recycling set up shop in the vacant Sears, and Storage of America moved into the old Target, with the old main storage occupying the former Montgomery Ward's Dillard's building. In December of 2013, JCPenney's 5-star outlets closed. By late 2013, Summit County had foreclosed on the property as an attempt to recoup the $1.1 million owed in back taxes. The sheriff auctions were scheduled on October 2014, March 2015, and June 2015. All of these were canceled due to legal glitches. In February 2015, a photo of a snow-covered escalator inside the decaying Rolling Acres Mall went viral. After more red tape and delays, Summit County transferred ownership of the mall to the city of Akron, who initiated a demolition of the mall proper in October of 2016. The JCPenney building was razed in February 2017. The Sears, Wards, and Target structures, which were occupied, were left standing. In 2019, following the property's demolition, it was rumored that Amazon planned to develop a distribution center on the site of the former mall. Construction on the new distribution center began in September. Approximately 1,500 jobs were to become available when construction was completed. The center opened on November 1st, 2020. Congratulations!
Still here? It's over. Whoa. When I find you...
Pop quiz, hotshot.
This is only a test.
So if you've gotten this far into the video, thanks. So how many anchor stores closed or changed names at this mall? So if your answer was 10, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. So what are some of your memories of this mall? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Recollection Mall. Add your name to the mall directory. Thanks.